Beat by Apollo, stop at New Apollos. Cop a Henny sour, and I'm puffing Jack sour. Yeah, I feel a black power. Yeah, this time it's really ours. It's time to get the bag. Yeah, it's time to get the bag. Yeah. Dollars coming, let me see it. Multi-million, I'm a bid on a mission.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. It's a noise, I don't know, but good workout, good way to start the video. Anyways, if you're not from Atlanta, or I mean, even if you're from Atlanta, you've definitely heard in the news somewhere. I get all my news on Twitter, so it's all over my Twitter feed. The crime in Atlanta is like through the roof, sky high right now, like the highest they've seen in a very long time. Well, me living downtown, I'm sort of right in the middle of it. I think I'm in the safest part of downtown, but I'm still in the middle of the city, in middle of Atlanta, where, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of stuff going down. So today, I'm gonna tell you how I deal with it. Does it affect me? Does it scare me? If you're thinking about moving to the city, regardless of what city it is, Atlanta or Chicago or New York, whatever big city you pick, it's all gonna have their fair share of crime. So today, we're gonna get into that. So let's go. All right, so let's get into some stats. You guys know what I'm talking about. Any piece of data or statistic that I say, I'll link in the description below, the link to the website of where I pulled the number from, so you know I'm not making anything up. Homicides in Atlanta are up 60% since last year, 6-0. And that's coming off of a 2020 that was considered like one of the deadliest in history, where 157 homicides were reported by the APD. That's up considerably from the 94 reported homicides in 2019. As of August 25th, so only a couple days ago, there's been already more than 100 homicides in the city. And the AJC, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, has a webpage of every single victim from throughout the year, from January 1st until now. So here's a quick recap of just the month of August. August 1st, someone shot at a nightclub on Lakewood Avenue. August 4th, there's 2 murders at 2 different apartment complexes. August 5th, someone shot and killed in a parking lot in their car. August 7th, someone shot and killed at a bar in Buckhead. August 10th, someone shot and killed outside of their house on their sidewalk. August 13th, someone's kidnapped body was found, pretty shot up. August 14th had 3 different murders, and then between August 17th and August 24th, there was just a number of more standard shootings resulting in death somewhere around the city. Here's a map of the city of all the homicides so far in 2021, and in terms of the most prominent areas, the south side seems to be a hotspot, also a good amount as you go west a few miles outside of downtown area, but for the most part, it's spread out in pretty much all directions. However, the large majority of the crime is in areas where if you don't live there, there's no need for you to go there. There's no tourist attractions, and there's no famous restaurants or anything other than the airport, which is in College Park, which is actually known as one of the most dangerous parts of the city. Just figures that's where the airport is. But when you zoom in on the area I live in, which is the Peachtree Center Centennial Park area, fortunately there's only 3 homicides so far this year. So in Atlanta, that's great, that's considered very safe, but of course it's still higher than 0.
Dollars coming, let me see it. Multi-million, I'm a bid on a mission, best believe it. Ask for it, you receive it. Dollars coming, let me see it. Multi-million, I'm a bid on a mission, best believe it. Ask for it, you receive it. Ask for it, you receive it. Got it locked, put the
So in national news, it seems like the city of Chicago is getting the most headlines recently of all the stuff that's going down there. Like, there's a lot of crime in Chicago. So in the description is a link to a webpage where they compared Chicago crime versus Atlanta crime, and now Chicago has 2 million more people than Atlanta. So of course, the sheer number of crimes, there's a lot more Chicago. But when they broke it down to the rate of crimes per 100,000 people, take a look at these stats. You might be surprised because Atlanta beats them out when it comes to that regard. Murders in Atlanta, 9. Chicago, 7. Aggravated assault in Atlanta, 166. Chicago, 59. Shootings in Atlanta, 48. Chicago, 32. Rape and robbery, you have a higher chance of being a victim in Chicago than Atlanta. But the 3 I just mentioned, and 2 of which are shootings and the murders, those are huge. Those are the most deadly. You have a higher chance of being a victim in Atlanta than Chicago. Now, I've done my research on a number of murders, and for what I've seen, for the most part, most of the murders are by people who know each other. A lot of time, they're probably gang members who get into an argument, and they settle the argument by gunfire. A very small percentage of the murders here are on people, like everyday civilians, just minding their business, going about their day, and they get attacked. It probably seems in the media that that's all it is, but from what I've seen, for the most part, it's primarily gang members get into an argument, and of course those happen in areas and situations where you just don't want to get yourselves into, and it's not very hard to avoid those, you know, if you don't go looking for it. Look at this one. I've never seen this one before. Definitely getting it. Plant-based chocolate banana milk. This thing has to be good. Also, I'm telling you guys, this is the very best frozen pizza you can buy right here. Barbecue chicken pizza by California Pizza Kitchen. Try it and thank me later. Now, I'm not dogging on the city. I hope you guys know that. I literally moved here. I live here and I love it. But the crime is worth noting because it's part of my environment and it's also part of your environment if you're visiting or just passing through on I-85 or if you decide to come live here like I did. Is it scary to live here? No, of course it's not scary to live here. Why would it be scary? I take precautions most places I go, but I don't live in fear. You can't do that. If you want to find trouble, it's not very hard. You can find trouble here pretty easily, but it's also even easier to stay out of it. If I'm by myself, I'm usually in my room by like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I stay in well-lit areas. When I leave my car, I move all valuables out of sight into my trunk. I don't go exploring any areas I don't need to be exploring, and I don't make pointless arguments with someone I don't know. Those are just very basic everyday things you should be doing anyways. The tourist areas are very well lit and patrolled at all times, even at night for the most part. When you get into Midtown and Buckhead, which are the other two pretty much most prominent parts of the city, there's just a lot of people out and about walking their dogs, doing whatever, playing outside at all times, day and night. So if you're considering moving to Atlanta or at least visiting the city, please come. There's a lot of crime like you see in the media, but it is not all what you think. For the most part, it's crime stemming from arguments between people who know each other, most often gang members, which the average civilian has no business being a part of anyway. Oh yeah. Yep. Pizza time, baby. Check this out. Good as it is every single time. And if you remember the first video I made when I moved here officially, you will remember that my piece of advice in the kitchen, even though I know absolutely nothing about anything related to the kitchen, you want to use a standard basic freaking pair of scissors to cut a pizza instead of a pizza cutter because it delivers a straight cut every single time. Let's taste test this for the 10, 15, 20 times I've had this pizza. Best frozen pizza you can get. 9.5 out of 10. So to recap this video, yes, there is a ton of crime in this city. The crime is way up since last year and the year prior, and in general, it's one of the highest the city's ever seen. But from what I've read, researched, and experienced, I don't think my chances or any other normal civilian's chances in this city of becoming a victim of a harsh crime is nearly as high as what the media and what you see online and what the TV portrays. You should have no problem whatsoever living or visiting the city because it is a great city, and I think it gets too bad of a rep from everyone else, especially those who don't live in the city, of it being just a war zone, which it's not. If it was, I wouldn't be living here. With that being said, make sure you follow me on Instagram if you have not, especially if you live here in Atlanta. I'm always down to connect and meet new people. I've already had a number of people from the city reach out to me personally on Instagram, so if you haven't yet, make sure you do that. In the meantime, once again, thank you so much for watching. It means so much to me. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, make sure you drop me a thumbs up, click subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you. You hear that? Yeah, that's downtown. You hear that again? Yeah, it's downtown Atlanta. See you next Monday.